Hi everybody, welcome back to Bentley House. I'm Ara and today I'm going to be continuing to work on my abandoned coffee shop project. If you saw last week's video, it had my giveaway winner announcement. I also had a poll for the furniture that's going inside the coffee shop. I had some chunky chairs and tables in here and you guys really convinced me that I needed some smaller furniture in there. I didn't have time this week to work on that, so I'm going to be doing that in the future, but I do think that I really want to put this little chair into the project, and I kind of really want to make it look like the tree has somewhat grown through the chair. I've always been fascinated with the way that nature can kind of take over man-made things, and I've seen before that trees can go through fences, can grow through houses, can grow through furniture, and so since I have this little tree, for a while now he's been alone on this side of the project, everything's been going on over here, so I would really love to age this piece to be kind of a piece of this tree and kind of make that a more interesting corner in this side of the project. Now this is a really nice piece of dollhouse furniture. I actually got it at a flea market for about $5 a couple years ago. I feel bad destroying it, but it does have some aging already. The sides are a bit frayed. These parts weren't put together very well. So I don't feel super bad about destroying it. I feel a little bit bad, but hopefully I won't destroy it to the point where it doesn't have a use. I'd really love for its use to be in this project. So one of the first things I did when I decided to do this was to do a little bit of research. I looked up some pictures of chairs that had been left out in the weather because most likely from the way this coffee shop looks, this part of the shop was exposed to the elements first, and then slowly this part has become more and more exposed to the elements. And so, because obviously there's tile missing over here, a tree has grown. So I do believe that this piece of furniture would be way more aged and has been out in nature way longer than the pieces on this side. So I am going to have to heavily age this item, probably a lot more heavily than I've ever aged anything before. So for that I have several tools. I have some pliers. I actually have my Dremel out, and I have a cutting wheel. Especially if I want the tree to go through the fabric or through the chair, I'm gonna need some help. And I have my little Dremel kit so that I have all these pieces. I don't really know what's going to work. Also, I don't really know what's in this chair, who's been taking care of it. So I looked for a mask to protect my face, but I couldn't find one. So we'll just kind of have to make do. But if you do try this, make sure you protect your eyes and your face. I've installed my cutoff wheel into my Dremel, and the first thing I want to do is to see if this is even going to work, if I'm going to be able to cut into this miniature. What I want to do is fit this guy to where it looks like this corner has been rotting into the tree. Like I said, I don't have a face mask, so I'm going to do my best to protect myself here. Protect my face. Now I can't see. This isn't really effective. Alright. Well, at least we know. I'll just keep my mouth shut and then we'll be okay. Maybe. So I'm going to start pulling away some of the padding to see if I can get a little bit closer to the parts that I need to cut. So this is just solid wood, so it's going to take me a little bit to get through, but it is working so far. It's just awkward trying to get in this area. Okay, so I'm going to see if I can pick any more out of here. Not with that. got something. I got this bottom piece. Definitely get a mask. Okay. I don't think the hoodie did anything for me. Luckily, it was pretty tame. Now I want to use some of these little, chisel things. I've never really used them. They were a gift, so I want to try. See if I can use them to just... Am I supposed to hammer them? Let's try it. Chisel. So I think I can just chisel the rest of it out, because I think the Dremel has done the best it can do. Okay, here's what we've got after chiseling. Got a nice chunk taken out. I'm actually going to see if it fits around the tree now after I clean this up a bit. So he fits around the tree, but I need to go a little bit deeper into the chair. So I will do that in the same exact way and then try it again. I do feel like it does fit rather well. There's a bit of a gap here, but I am going to age a little bit more around here as if it's been rotting away, so I'm not worried about that. I do think I want to make the legs of the chair a bit broken so that it does look like it's all been kind of rotting into the floor of the coffee shop. Also, I've kept a few of the chair's pieces. You know, when I destroy a chair, I like to reuse all the pieces of the chair. And whenever I put debris all over the ground of the coffee shop, I'm going to have these pieces to kind of age into that, pieces from actual furniture that's in the project. Now I'm going to work on the fabric, and I put this like grinding thing on here. I don't know how fast it's going to eat up the fabric. We're going to see. But when I was working on cleaning or taking out this middle piece, you can see how much just the being near the Dremel tore up the fabric, and I really like that effect. So I'm hoping I can get that kind of all over and really mess up the seat in here and the back, because on a lot of the chairs I've looked at, that seems to be some of the first areas to get messed up. So here we go. The fabric is making an even bigger mess than the wood. So that's interesting. I do think it's doing an amazingly effective job, and I do really like how it's turning out. Obviously some of this fuzz I'm gonna have to cut out. Some of it's not even attached anymore. It's just really roughed up. And it actually looks very naturally roughed up. Like if you use an X-Acto knife and just kind of try and shred it, you really only get one look, but this is just tearing it up like as if it's been worn, which is what you would want, because that's what's going to happen. It's just going to get worn and destroyed by the elements. So I do like how that is coming along. This guy's messed up. Wow. Okay, I gotta defuzz him and myself. So he's looking pretty torn up, but he still doesn't look like he's been outside for that long because it's still very clean. It just looks like he's been attacked by like a gang of cats or something. So he definitely needs to be aged with some paint. And I do want this leg, probably from me hitting it with a hammer earlier, has decided it wants to come off, so I may go ahead and pull this off and maybe shorten one of the back legs. I want to kind of see how it looks in the project. So these guys I'm just gonna break and possibly just take, oh, well, they came off anyway. Let's see how it works with no legs. Now it looks a little bit more like it's sunk down into the project. And I do think I want to break this front leg, this guy right here. How I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna hold it still with one pair of pliers and then twist with another pair. Oh, well, it came off. That's okay. We can glue it back on once it's down in the project. Alright, let's get him back in his spot and put his little foot down there. I know y'all aren't going to be able to see that super well. Here, I'll take a picture. Take a picture, it'll last longer. So now that I'm happy with how he looks in the scene, his aging, I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of painting. I'm going to start by doing black right around where the tree is, because that's where I want to show a lot of rot, and then I will go from there. When aging a miniature upholstery piece, there's not a lot of set steps I can give you. A lot of it is looking up reference pictures, looking at how things age naturally in nature or wherever your piece is set, and then also starting with very watered down paint. If you start off with straight acrylic paint, you can possibly make your piece too dark too fast. But if you start with a very watered down mixture, you can always add more in the future and build it up. Also remember to use an earth tone palette, so that means blacks, browns, grays, creams, different kinds of browns are helpful. It gives more of a depth to your painting. And also think about where water would be dripping onto your object or where these colors would be and for what reason. So wherever it would be rotting the most is where you would want black or maybe even some green. So here's how he looks right now. It is a little bit wet, so it might change. It might get a little bit lighter, which I'm fine with because I feel like he's fairly dark, but I am happy that I can still see the pattern. So let me know what you guys think about this chair being aged into the project. I haven't glued him in yet, so he may not be permanent, but so far I like how he's looking. In a future video, I'm going to make a small bistro set for this corner, and then I'm also going to make like a little stool for the cashier to be on. There won't be a cashier, but like something that they probably would have sat on. But anyway, I think it's starting to add some more character. I personally love furniture. Furniture is like my first love in miniatures, so adding furniture is one of my favorite things to do. You will have to wait a little bit for the bistro set because I am doing Addams Family October. Every single video in October will be based around my Addams Family project, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And then right after that, I will be focusing on the bistro set for the abandoned coffee shop. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!